My name's Susie Fagan. I'm a writer and performer, originally from Ireland. So I write poetry for spoken word. I love listening to other people's poetry, readings, stories. I mean, there's a big movement at the moment towards storytelling events. I find they're quite powerful, and I think it's really quite cathartic, not only for the person reading it, but also the person listening. But comedy is a different beast. I would think a lot, obviously, about the writing, and then I would edit that, and then because you have to go in a certain time frame. But then you can rehearse it on your own. So the way that the lines are delivered, and you understand like the lead up and then the punchline and everything. But then going in and performing that is obviously totally different, because it also depends on the audience. It depends on the energy of you, the room, the setup, and also the things that you are like you feel that you've mastered can fall flat, and the things that you just throw in and ad lib, or you didn't think too much about the writing but you just kind of chuck in, and then everyone's falling around laughing, and then you come back to that set and do it again, and then you're going, all right, okay, so I'll drag the thing out that people did find funny that I didn't think was that funny. Well, if you've ever done juggling as a left-hander and who's really uncoordinated, that's kind of what it's like juggling motherhood. You got to kind of carve windows of time out to produce the work, and that could be, when the kid's resting, when the kid's at soccer match, whatever it is, but it doesn't mean your headspace is in that space to do 10 minutes to pick up from the last thing you wrote, or get into some weird comedy scene that you've just finished, like quite on a practical level in terms of if you're writing a scene. So a corporate mind would think, oh, well, I need to finish this project, I need to finish this email, I need to finish this thing before I can sign off for the day. And I was always under the impression I should do that. So therefore the thing became really overwhelming, because it was like I need to write a whole chapter in various times of the day, but also finding pockets and finishing halfway through a scene or a quarter way through something, because it's easier to pick up where you left off from. So that's been like something I've just learned recently. I would say I clearly adore self-sabotage. On a practical level, I have to be really careful with my time. So when I was starting out, I was just like doing every sort of room, like which you're supposed to get performance experience and figure out what works with an audience in that kind of way. So I'm very selective now about what I choose to give my energy to. I really just did it for myself. I started it when I was pregnant. I kept doing it. I just thought, I just love making people laugh. But advice for someone starting out, don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick. Like, gosh, I'm still amazed that like when I'll go to a room, and they might have been doing open mic, but they might be someone I'll eventually want to pay to go and see doing their own show. But if they've been an asshole on that stage that night, like, I'm not even going to bother following them, never mind helping to spread the word about them. And there's a kind of a really good new energy in comedy at the moment. I'm hearing their perspective and their story, and I'm like, brilliant. I think it's like this sense of that, a camaraderie, that you're all in it together. It just creates this lovely community.